God wants you to prosper, not somebody else, not someone down the street, but He wants you to prosper. He promises to be our exceeding great reward. God has a great plan for you. 3 John, verse 2, it says, "Beloved, I wish above all things that you prosper and be in good health, even as your soul prospers."
Well, hello, I'm Dr. Chonta Haynes, and again on Heart to Heart Truth, this time we're talking about our youth, our babies. We got to get them grown up so that they can do all that God has planned for them. It's time for us to invest in our youth, and that starts with getting the right programs for them. So I've got a special guest, Olympia Baylou, who is from Blooming Impressions here in Florida, and she is able to then assist them in their personal, professional development. We want to make sure they get where they need to go. So come on in, take a listen, and you're going to be inspired to invest in the young people in your life.
As an educator, I do understand the importance of our youth going to school, getting a good education. Yes, they have to know math. They need to know how to read and write and communicate that way. But to me, we shouldn't be stopping there when it comes to developing our youth. So this program is filling a void, basically. It's developing youth individuals beyond the traditional classroom.
I love it. It's not just the reading, writing, and arithmetic. They gotta be able to relate. They gotta know that they have something on the inside. So I love that. Yes. My youngest daughter, she's into exercise and fitness now. And I found out later on that there was a self-esteem issue earlier because she was a little chunky, maybe we'll say, because she wasn't really overweight, but she felt like she was. Or people, we stereotype
baby fat.
The baby fat that lasted just a little bit, it was just a little cute. There you go, a little cute. But she does such a great job now in encouraging people to love who they are and where they are and be,
That's awesome.
And you talk about the exercise too. That part is so important because if we don't do that, we never know if someone is one step away from wanting to commit suicide or doing drugs in order to escape or anything that's out there. And there's so much that's available. And unfortunately, back in the day when we grew up, we could recover from some of our mistakes. Some of the mistakes today are life-threatening.
Go viral.
And death is what's on the table. And they don't get that opportunity to have a second chance.
Yes.
So that is a little sad.
Well, congratulations to your daughter for her success and achievement with, building her own self-esteem.
And we didn't even know, both my parents were teachers growing up, and I always said I would never be a teacher, but hats off to all the teachers. And I was teaching theology for the last 15, 20 years. But in teaching, you develop a relationship with the student. And in developing that relationship, you have an invested interest in it. You're partnering with them. And so I see your heart in that. And that's one of the things that I do when I look at Heart to Heart Truth Ministries, is because I believe true learning is not head to head, it's heart to heart. People don't want to know how much you know until they know how much you care. And I believe that's what happens with our youth. When you show them that you care, it not only comes out of them, because then they say, hey, this person believes in me. Let me do my best.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. And that cannot be faked, or if you're trying to fake it, I think most youth can even pick up on it. Yes, this is truly a passion from my heart. To deliver to our community.
Yes, I can see that. And I'm so excited that you're doing that. Yeah, you're right. Kids pick up on it quick. babies pick up on it. Oh, you're fake. I don't want you. You're plastic. You don't care.
Right.
There's no point in me talking to you. And they just turn their head and keep on moving. So yes, I've seen that too often. But I
Yeah.
appreciate you, Olympia. Can you tell us just a few more of the different sessions that you do have? Just the variety, give us a taste of the variety of what you're offering.
Sure. So early on, when we started as a church ministry, we were all female. In designing the program, I wanted to pick sessions that also were of interest to the young people. And I knew with females, they always like hair care, nail care. And so we have those sessions. We have licensed cosmetologists who comes in and they walk through how to take care of the hair, not doing anything extreme. Just simply, how do you take care of your natural hair, how to shampoo it, how to condition it, if you have color or chemical treatments, how to best protect your hair from becoming damaged. We also have the nail care where we have a specialist come in and walk the individuals through doing a manicure, so performing a manicure on themselves. So again, we started as female only, but since Blooming Impressions became a business, we incorporated males. So we have males and females. Now, I was a little, unsure when we started and offered the program to males because I didn't know how they would respond to it. I will tell you, each time we've had males in our sessions, they overwhelmingly are probably more engaged than the females because they want to know this stuff too. Females, since they have been young girls, probably 2 years old, have painted their nails, played in hair, where males have not. I mean, when we think about the average male, they probably from childhood have been taken to a barber shop, got a haircut, and that was it. Well, now when we think about hair care in males, it has significantly evolved. I mean, we have men who go in and get twists in their hair, they're getting color in their hair, they're receiving chemical treatments just like females. So they want to know how to take care of their hair also. They're not just going in getting that barbershop cut. I mean, some guys still do, but a lot of guys, and I mean, you see this when you see a lot of the athletes on television, a lot of the celebrities, they've gone beyond that barbershop haircut. So having sessions that speaks to them, having a licensed individual that can speak to them about taking care of their hair, they absolutely soak it all up. So yes, we have the hair care, the nail care, the financial literacy, the social etiquette. So when people think of etiquette, they tend to think table etiquette, but we also offer social etiquette. I absolutely love all the sessions and the students love the sessions also.
I see you also have the home economics going along with the financial literacy, vocal awareness and public speaking. All of that is good as well. The dress, the attire, the posture. I mean, there is so much here that we really need to invest in our youth. And I think it's important to invest in our youth. I know I used to take our youth group to summer camps and things of that sort. If you are willing to then invest in a program that is going to teach them all of these things that they're going to use for the rest of their life, I think that's more important than buying the latest pair of sneakers to say, I've got a pair of shoes and that's it. You build into them who they really are and that foundation that says, I can look good, I can take care of myself. And many times when we send our kids off to college, I know as a parent, you're sitting back going, what did I not tell them? But if they come to this program, the bases are covered, that if you missed a little bit, it was brought up. Okay.
Yep.
So I think that is absolutely fantastic, Olympia. And
Thank you.
I can tell with your heart and the things that you're saying and how you're saying them that you really do care about these children.
I do.
That-
I absolutely do. And I think the transformation, when you see, much like you use the analogy of a butterfly, right? When you see the transformation from being a little worm and then transforming into a beautiful butterfly, the amazement that is there, I mean, cannot be overstated. And the same thing in our youth. When you see maybe a young man or a young lady who's a little rough around the edges sometimes, and then that polished, that finished image of them when they come through the program, and when we see them at graduation, you know, all dressed up, hair neat, using those skills at the table, shaking hands, making eye contact. I mean, it just makes me feel great. I mean, I cannot overstate how much that makes me feel.
I remember growing up, you know, we would always look at men and we look at the Black males in our community, and they held themselves with such regard.
Yeah.
They were just dashing, and we've kind of lost some of that. But what I'm excited about is the fact that you have something that will put that back in place. Chivalry is not dead. They do know how to represent well. And we want to represent not only our families well, but we also want to represent our communities well. And it starts with our youth. It doesn't start with our adults. It starts with our youth. So we have to be willing to invest in them. Just like we want to invest in ourselves. We want to get our nails done. We want to look good because we're presenting a certain image. We want them to have that same thing about themselves. And when they know who they are, they're going to do their very best. I'm nicknamed the performance excellence coach because my favorite passage of scripture says, whatever you do it with all of your heart as unto the Lord and not to man.
Yes.
I want to always give 100%. And I know these kids do too. I've had some stories where kids were just, you know, like you say, kind of mealy mouth and not really doing anything or performing. But when they know someone's believing in them, the next thing you know, they are a different person because of how you spoke to them. I'm sure you have plenty of stories that go along with that from your program too, right?
One of our advisors is a former student who came through the program, and of course, she's an adult now. We've been doing this since 1997. So she's an adult now. She's a licensed cosmetologist. She has her own business, and this is her way of giving back. And I was told a story that the binder that I made up at the church for these young ladies, all the way back then, that she still had her original binder, that she kept it. So when the youth come through the program, we have an excellent curriculum for them. They do receive a binder with handouts, with all of the information. And I tell them, keep it as a keepsake. And for this young lady, that's exactly what she did. This should be your reference guide that, hey, you know what, if you're getting ready to go to a banquet this weekend, maybe you forgot something about table etiquette, they should be able to open that binder up and reference it. Go, oh, this is what I'm supposed to do. That's the whole purpose of it. So yeah, it's great to have a person who was a former student come and now be an advisor with Blooming Impressions.
That does say a lot about your program. And I could just see the guys going, I want to impress the young ladies. Well, guess what? Impress them with the way that you speak to them, the way that you talk with them, the way you handle yourself when you take them out to dinner. And I know that's going to make a great impression for them. So parents, I'm going to say to my audience, if you are a parent and you have a child that's 13 years old or up, or you're in a community, and we have some community involvement groups that are around today that are catering to our youth, contact Olympia, see how you guys can partner together, because it's so important. We want to make sure, and not just here in Florida. I don't know if you want to fly down and come to a specific program. Olympia, I don't know if you're doing it virtually yet, but hey, it's a great pivot. If you're not thinking about that, I'd love to see you do that as well, so that those in my audience that are not in the Tampa, St. Pete, Clearwater area will still be able to utilize them. Then also, if you are a church facility and you want to have an outing for your children through the summertime period where you could just take them over and have something that they're doing, kind of like a field trip, I think that will
Sure.
be a great opportunity as well. So don't think that, oh, it's just for those over there on the other side of the track. It's not. It's for your child too. And if
Yes.
you believe in your child and we believe in your child, you know, we always say it takes a village. We're your village. So don't shortchange your child at all whatsoever, because the opportunities are out there. The program is available. So don't let it pass you by.
We have students from all backgrounds, so very affluent to students who have been in trouble, and I'll just say some legal trouble. We have a gentleman, he has a group home with all males, and he has invested to bring them into this so they can see that there's a better way of doing things. And so for them, a lot of times they're that group, when I was telling you early in the conversation that some people have never been introduced to this type concept. And so we find a lot of those particular individuals who fall in that type of category, they've never been introduced to a program such as ours. So I'm delighted that we do have individuals in the community like this gentleman who has a group home, who has invested the time and the money to make sure that the individuals in his group home can take advantage of this program. I love to see more of it, though. More organizations take advantage of our program.
Well, Olympia, I will say I'm so excited about what you have to offer. And again, audience, you heard, and we'll say sometimes, I didn't grow up with a silver spoon in my mouth. And some people say I didn't grow up with even the spoon. No matter how you grew up, this program is for your child so that your child can have the best available opportunities for them. You never know who they're going to be, where they're going to end up, and who they will come in contact with, that they will need this personal development, from the financial side to the relationship side, dealing also with the emotional side, because ultimately it's all about their self-esteem and their confidence. All of that is baked into this program in 8 weeks. Now, I know the programs are going to be starting soon. I don't know if they run cyclically, but either way, get on bloomingimpressionsfl.com and find out when the next programs are starting, because I'm sure that you can get in very quickly. Why? Yes. If you plan it for the summer, plan it for the summer. If you need to do it in the fall, this is the best time to start getting ready. The beginning of the year is just around the corner. Make sure 2022 is going to be awesome for your children. Don't shortchange them, okay? I am so excited about what you're bringing to the table. I typically like to give my audience some takeaways, and here's the takeaway that I'm going to give you today. Your children are important. You need to pour into them. You need to invest in them, and they will also invest in themselves. If you believe in who they are, and then you partner with people like Olympia as well as myself, and we believe in them as well, there's no way that they're going to fail. But it's not an option any longer. You've got the tools, you've got the people that are willing to pour into these young people today. Make sure your child is one of them. So I appreciate that, Olympia. And I'm also going to put that second one out there. I always tell people, put feet to your faith. Don't just say, I believe, and do nothing. Now, you know it's available. You know the tools are out there. If you are a community organization, if you are a church and you want to do something special for your youth, and you don't necessarily have a program already put together, or you do have one and you want them to hear it from somebody else, these professionals that she's bringing in, connect with Olympia and make sure that you design a program just for you. I guarantee you she's going to be able to help. Olympia, it truly has been my pleasure in interviewing you today and just talking about the importance of youth. I'm going to give you the last word. Is there anything else you'd like to say to the audience today?
I just really would like the opportunity to show parents, directors, educators what we can do. The difference, because I think sometimes people really aren't believers in the difference that a program like this can make in their child's life. I would just love that opportunity. Test us out. Come to one of these sessions and test it and see what you like. Be an observer. I welcome that. And I think if you come to one session, you will be a believer. But again, I just think sometimes people aren't believers that a program like this can transform a youth and bring them to a level where they are full of confidence. So I'll put that out there. Call me, visit our website. I'd love to hear from you.
Oh, I love that. And you're absolutely right. You heard it here first. You get the opportunity to bring your child to observe. Your child is going to start participating and you're going to see the difference from the very beginning. So if you want to save their life so that they can make a significant impact and an influence in the future, this is the program for you. So Olympia, I so thank you for being here with me. Again, I'm Dr. Chonta Haynes with Heart Truth Ministries. It truly is my pleasure to bring you these transformative biblically based truths. Make sure you invest in your youth today. Have an absolutely fantastic rest of your evening. Hi, thanks for listening and watching. And if you enjoyed what you've seen, make sure you subscribe, like, and share, and hit that notification button so you'll know the next time there's a new episode. Listen, as a result of my coaching program, my clients have experienced a calming of the emotional roller coaster. They have a compelling future, as well as a confidence in the know-how to achieve it. And they have clarity on the financial tools that they need in order to live life on their terms and save tens of thousands of dollars. I'm looking for women who are devastated by the double Ds, divorce or death, who want to gain confidence to live life on their terms with peace and financial security. My question is, who do you know? Have them go ahead and book a call with me so that we can get to that compelling future. My heart may be broke, but your bank account doesn't have to be.
You can find us online at h2truth.org. At Heart to Heart Truth Ministries, we're helping believers live an abundant life based on God's Word, standing on His promises, walking out His principles, sharing with God's people, serving as unto the Lord.